Hello, everyone. We are live. Okay. Today I'm actually going to do a little bit of a change of plans. I was actually supposed to have a piano player with me today, but we've been having troubles technically to try to work it out. So, what we're going to do is I'm just going to do maybe some solos and open it up to people who have any questions. Uh, or I can also talk about, my journey in music and whatever whatever is most whatever I see most fit, basically. Um, but to start us off, I'm just gonna start playing, and y'all can take it from there. That was Body and Soul. I'm looking at the chat here. So I'm just gonna be playing on off the top things that come to me, melodies, pretty much free. I kind of want to think of this as That was Portrait of Louis Armstrong. Uh, I'm not completely sure who's the writer of that. I'm not sure who's the writer of that. Hey, Jackson Heights Jazz Festival. Thank you. Um, but yeah, as I was saying, I'm not sure who's the composer of that, but it's always a song that I just found to be fun to play over. Quick, maybe I know we're all going through a time right now, which is a pandemic, and we're isolated and we're in places where we kind of we have to find inspiration. We're not living a life that's usual to us, and I guess for me, what I've been trying to do is try to find inspirations within, because I think when we go out into the outer world, we find inspiration through people. We find inspiration through actually doing things, and nature, whatever you want to call it. But I find that the hardest thing for me now is to find the effort and try to find the other place in myself to say, uh, I have to I have to play because this is this is what gives me this is what that gives me joy. This is what that gives me the want to continue to go the next day. I think trying to find what that thing is. I mean, for me, music is my life, and I find that if I can go one step further, if I can find out something else the next day, I find that my days are a lot easier to bear. So I think in this time we have to find the things that most inspires us, like family. I'm in New York. I can't go back to the Bahamas because they've closed off the borders due to the fact that coronavirus. They're trying to take precautions, and so I'm basically here um, with my roommate. But I'm pretty much alone, and yeah, I'm just trying to make the best out of it. And I'm still at Juilliard. We're going all virtual as well. Um, yeah, it's a crazy time for all of us, and I just want to continue to do what I did before this, and just try to make that become the driving force in my daily life. Uh, if there's any questions, I'm open to answer as well. Don't feel afraid to reach out. Let's see what else. That was Every Time We Say Goodbye. Um, for me, ballads is probably one of my favorite things to do as a player. Um, ever since I first started playing, actually. Actually, talking about ever since I first started playing, I'm from the Bahamas. I moved here about 3 years ago. I moved to New York about 3 years ago to attend the Juilliard School. Uh, I met when I was about 13 years old. I met my mentor, Adrian Diagala. He's a bass player down in the Bahamas, and he actually used to be on the New York scene, and he used to play with musicians like Onaje Allen Gums, who actually recently just passed. Uh, Spike Wilner, Joe Lovano. I think he played for a few gigs. But yeah, I mean, he's a great individual, and he became a great mentor to me and took me under his wing. And being in the Bahamas, he was the person that gave me all the records and told me what it was like to really play jazz music. I was just interested in it. I was very passionate, but I didn't know what it really took to do it. Given my environment, but from then I just stuck with him, and we played all the time until I graduated and from high school. And so I attended Oberlin for 1 year, where I studied with Eddie Henderson, um, one of my heroes on the trumpet. Um, and it was a great time being in Ohio, and then I chose to come to New York. A lot of the teachers that I had were people like Roy Hargrove has been a great mentor of mine since I first came to New York. Who actually passed recently as well. Um, he was one of my he's definitely one of my biggest influences on the trumpet. And to be in New York, to have him be around, it was so great to have a figure like that for me especially. So I would try to seek him out wherever he was playing, or and that relationship grew, and I learned a lot from him. I think that song actually is a song that he used to love to play every time we say goodbye. Um, Winter Marsalis is also a great teacher of mine. He's everyone knows him. He's the great. But he's also just a great educator, someone that really understands how to uh, educate and how to give information without staring you in the way that you think would be detrimental to your growth. A lot of times, when it comes to teaching jazz music, it's so subjective, and uh, it's all up to the actual individual. They know what they want to sound like. They know best, and I think a lot of the times, as as teachers of jazz, when we teach, it's important to have that perspective where you're teaching the person uh, to give them the room, their freedom to go in a direction that they would like. And I think Winton is a good example of someone who really understands that and finds the way to communicate that in the best way. Um, yeah, it's New York in general. Just being able to play with musicians here is just so inspiring. Um, this is not where I was raised, and so it's very different for me, and definitely culture shock. But I think the music, it's why I'm here, and I am so grateful to be able to play with such great musicians, being in this environment. Uh, have a band, Gift and Gelin Quintet. We've been playing now for probably about actually 3 years, maybe about the same time I came to New York. I, brought these group of musicians together. Emmanuel Wilkins, Micah Thomas, Kyle Benford, and Philip Norris. Um, we played residency down at Smoke. The configuration now, we actually played a gig recently with Savannah, Micah Thomas. I've been doing quartet lately as well, trying to experiment with some of our configurations. Yeah, it's been a great experience. I've just been learning. I've just been trying to soak it all up. Um, I'm that type of person also. I'm that type of person. When I'm in an environment, try to get as much as I can, and also Juilliard being there as well. A lot of inspiring musicians. So yeah, I think I'm getting closer to the end of this live stream, but on anybody that came through, I thank you for coming. I'm gonna end with, let's see. Ended up with a monk, evidence by the great honest monk. Thank you all for watching. I think this concludes the live stream. Thank you all once again.